Guys, this could be the very last video of me on YouTube because there is a regulation called COPPA about child safety on YouTube and on the web, and this is going to change everything as we know it. So let's see what's going on. This is not my world. 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 I'm going to walk through a couple of videos that I watched personally to give myself an understanding of what's going on. And so this first video is from Daryl Eves, a guy I'm subscribed to because he talks about how to do YouTube videos, how to make it on YouTube and things like that. And so this is a video from him. Let's have a look. I'm not going to play all the videos in their whole length. I'm going to show you some segments and give you my comments. So let's have a look at this.
The FCC is now considering fining YouTubers for child attractive content. Now, this is in addition to the child directed content that falls under the COPPA, or the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act. Now, here's the kicker. The FTC will fine up to $42,530 per video offense. Now,
per video. Did you hear that correctly? 42,350. Okay. Do you think I'm going to pay that if ever I'm going to be caught by this? I'm not going to risk this.
Now, if you think that this is only a kids content issue, or it's only a US based issue, I really need you to watch this video because it's going to impact a lot of creators, especially when the FTC starts coming after creators.
And if the FTC is bringing independent piecemeal actions against content creators for violating COPPA, that may discourage content creators from posting content on YouTube.
Yeah, they say that. So they know that it is going to, it's not just may, it is going to actually discourage content creators like me and others to post on YouTube. And don't think that this is just, you know, some new action to help the children. It is against the truth movement because they know that the truthers will understand this, and especially them, they're going to quit YouTube as it is.
So the analogy that I think of, imperfect, is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel. And YouTube is the barrel, and the content creators are the fish. And so it's a place where this content is centralized, and essentially it's easy for us to find.
Hello, my people.
Right? So that's what they wanted. They wanted this all along. They wanted us to gather into a certain website, and so that they can find us. They already do this. If you follow my channel, you know exactly what's going on. They censor lots of videos, not just mine, but other people's channels, and give us strikes for no reason, basically. They make up these claims that are really, really baseline. And yeah, so people are on YouTube and they will take action against specific people. They are not going to take action against YouTube because they have already done that. So they had already a settlement. We are going to go into that later, but they are going to go after the YouTubers themselves.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Now, there is a hard deadline coming up, January 1st, that everything needs to be ready to go so that the FTC can start regulating the type of content that's actually produced on YouTube. Now, this actually creates a lot of issues for all content creators, and it also creates a lot of issues for YouTube.
That this action is changing YouTube's business model. That YouTube cannot bury its head in the sand. YouTube cannot pretend that it's not aware of the content on its platform and hope to escape liability for COPPA. YouTube is going to be explicitly held liable for complying with COPPA where it has actual knowledge of the content. YouTube is going to be required to seek out that actual knowledge through requiring content creators and channel owners to specifically designate whether they are directed to children. And as the chairman noted, not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with COPPA, but also individual channel owners and content creators. And once this order has been fully implemented, we intend to conduct a sweep.
YouTube just
A sweep, right? A sweep. What does that mean? They are going to go into YouTube and check every single channel for compliance. Yeah, they are going to do that. I'm sure about that because this is the end of everything. This is game over, guys. I'm telling you. I feel this. I know this is coming. I can't say it 100%, but this is just the craziest thing ever. And I'm going to tell you what is actually for them a regulation breaker. Okay, it's very stupid. Now, these are the guys. I'm not especially talking about that guy. I'm talking about the government and these bodies like Federal Trade Commission. These are the ones actually who do child sacrifice, right? And molesting children. And they are the ones who are telling us that they need to regulate how we are producing content for children or not for children, and they are protecting children, right? Give me a fucking break.
YouTube also announced that it's changing its terms of service and it will be active come December 10th. And this is basically making the changes to the terms of service for the third time this year. It's a lot of changes to the terms of service, but ultimately they need to modify it a little bit for the FTC's guidelines to be in line with COPPA. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is what you really need to understand. One of the languages that's there basically says that if channels aren't commercially viable for YouTube, YouTube can actually terminate that. Now, I would like to...
Now, let's listen to this again. I'll put that back. This is one of the most important thing. Okay? So it says, this is the new terms and service, terms of conditions of YouTube. Terminations by YouTube for service changes. YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. What does that mean? If you are demonetized or you never got into the monetization system, which is called the partner program, then you are no longer commercially viable for YouTube because they can't earn money through you. Okay? And that includes almost all of the truth movement channels. Let's call it that way. Okay? Now, let me show you what's going on behind the scenes on my channel. This is my channel analytics. Not everyone shows you this, but here I am. I'm a transparent person. I'm showing you what's going to happen. I mean, what's happening already. So I got into the partner program. They accepted me in July. And then this is my earning per day, as you can see. Okay, so some cents. And then I quit it because I felt like I'm not really in need of it. And then someone suggested I got back so that I can use the super chat features, but that didn't work out too well. That's what I earned with one of the live streams, so it's not a big deal. And that's what I earned in 2019, $96.82, and the threshold limit to pay out is $100. So probably I'm not going to even get paid for that unless you watch my videos with ads on without ad blockers and click on the ads. So if you want to do that so that I can get paid, thank you very much, but I may not get paid for this. Anyway, so as you can see, this is what I am, and most of my videos are actually demonetized. So I'm going to show you my video section, how it looks like, so that you know what's going on. This is what it's called, limited, not suitable for most advertisements, as you can see. And most of my videos are like that. You can see that this is an orange limited advertising, so that is very limited to how much I'm getting paid. The green ones are the ones that can be kind of like advertised, and but the other one is only used for advertisers that are very specific. There are also ineligible ones, where I got the strike for this video. So yeah, that's what's going on. Let's go back to the analytics here a little bit. And I also want to go back to the last 2019 because that's when I really started. And as you can see, this is when I had my high time, and then slowly up to June, when I started to talk about the warden, and some other things like fake old photos of the World War I, watches to control the time and teleport, time is faster now, fake US history. These are the videos that kind of like triggered Bible contradictions, that triggered them to totally cap my channel. And from then on, I was about 24,500 subscribers, and it just went down. Now this is the views. So the views also have been down because they are not allowing my channel to come up in the search results in my videos. So as you can see, it's going downhill for quite some time, you know, in this last segment of 2019. And let me show you the subscribers. This is what I mean. So here I started to get negative subscribers, which was after, again, you can see it was Notre Dame, Demons in Your Pocket, Fake Mandela Effect, Jesus the Bastard, Actor-Based Reality, Fake History of Britain. These are the things that are really important to them, you know, polygamy, truth behind the marriage, fake time zone, fake old photos, as I said in the previous screen. So you can see that from then on, they kept it. So even though I had videos that got quite good views, I didn't get subscribers, which was very unusual. And as you can see, every now and then I get some subscribers, but then I get some unsubscribers, which is very unreal to me. Look at this. So this is basically, they hard kept my channels, and I am not moving from 24.2, maybe 24.3, and it's always going back and forth. So that's what it is behind the scenes, so that you can know what's going on. It has been a long time when they are doing actually this capping. I heard it from other truther channels as well. They are capping the subscriber count. They are not allowing us to be shown, and this is basically the end of it. Now, by the way, if this video that you're watching right now is going to be censored, and it could be, then it's going to be freely available on my website, so you can watch the whole thing. So just keep it in mind. It could be that it is up for 1 day or 2, and then it will be taken down. Just remember, go to my website and watch the full thing there. Now, this is the announcement video from YouTube Creators channel. This is from YouTube that actually sends us emails, you know, for YouTubers, and they have a channel as well, right? And I gave them a big thumbs down. As you can see, 87K gave a thumbs down to this channel, and only 44K gave a thumbs up. And I'm not surprised. I want to show you the comments as well. I'm not sure it's going to load here, but I want to then click to refresh this, and then we'll see what's going on here. That yeah, there we go. So other creators like me also talking about what's going on. Isn't there something named YouTube Kids? You know, that should be about YouTube, you know, for kids. But yet they have to do this. This is a horrible idea. You're gonna lose all potential business. This woman's expression tells me that she didn't like this rule either. It's not our job to protect kids, it's their parents. YouTube, we aren't responsible for our own actions and could not follow the law, so creator, you pay the price. Last year, no adult content allowed on YouTube. This year, no kids content allowed on YouTube. Next year, no content allowed on YouTube. There we go. So this is what a dying platform looks like. I didn't hear before that hentai is for kids. Not everyone on this site is a kid, Susan. You're literally ending people's careers. Do you have no shame, no sense of responsibility at all? All right, so YouTube 2019, no kids content. YouTube 2020, no content. Content creators, let's move to Twitch or Dailymotion. Okay, so, and these are not truthers, right? These are just regular content creators who feel the pain, and they are going to quit YouTube as well. So YouTube is going to become a family-friendly kids channel, basically, right? That's what it's going to be about. Now, let's have a look at this wonderful announcement. I want to show you this.
If you create content for YouTube, this video is very important to watch as it describes changes to the upload process, all of your existing videos, and potentially your monetization.
Okay, now let's pause here because most people are not going to talk about this, you know, those other channels, because they don't talk about transvestigation, right? This woman is a fucking man, right? You can see that. The Adam's apple, just look at it again, how he talks, the wideness of the neck, the proportions of the shoulder to the head ratio. She doesn't move her eyebrows, just talking like this, right? Eyebrows is very much up, like it was like hanging there or sewn there or whatever, I don't know. It's ridiculous, honestly.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm the head of family partnerships here at YouTube. I'm gonna go through important new requirements for all videos that you should take action on as soon as possible. I'll provide some background on what's happening.
Okay, now let's have a look at the hand motion here. Can you see the Illuminati triangle hand motion? That's exactly what they are telling us. This is game over, guys, honestly. And it is, people are going to tell you that this is about just YouTube. It's not just about YouTube. It's about the whole internet as we know it. Okay. So for now, I'm going to definitely keep my website where I'm going to show trailers and you can watch the whole thing when you sign up, but I'm not sure what's going to happen there either. So I need to liaise with my platform provider, but it's going to affect BitChute, DTube, you know, all the rest of it. Okay. It's going to affect all, even website, just simple websites. If you have a kids content and it is not labeled as such, if you will go into the details, then you can be fined $42,000 per violation.
Walk you through a new audience setting in YouTube Studio and how to use it, and then answer some questions you might have about this update. Back in September, we shared the steps we're taking to address a recent settlement with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission that will help creators comply.
Okay, so basically, this FTC went after YouTube, saying that they didn't comply with the regulations with COPPA, and they settled. They sued YouTube, and then they had a settlement of something like $170 million. Okay, that's what she's talking about.
Comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, known as
so that's COPPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It's an abbreviation.
COPPA, and other applicable laws. In order to help you comply with the law, we're now required to ask you to mark all of your videos as made for kids or not. You know your videos and audience best, so we've launched a new audience setting that lets you...
Now, this is the screen that I have seen as well. I did my best. You know, I, of course, selected... No, it's not made for kids. Okay, that's applying for my whole channel. But again, we are going to go into the details how they exactly created this law to catch everyone.
You tell us if your videos are made for kids or not. In addition to this setting, we'll use machine learning systems to help us find content that is clearly made for kids. But don't rely on our systems to set...
Now just look at the eyebrows. Still didn't move. The eyebrows is like that. It's like fixed, okay? It's like unreal.
Content for you. Like all automated systems, it's not perfect. If you don't set your audience, or if we detect error or abuse, we may set your audience for you. But in most cases, we'll rely on your audience setting to determine whether a video is made for kids. There are two ways to set your audience, at the channel level or at the video level. If you know that your whole library of videos is made for kids or not made for kids, you can set your audience at the channel level. To do so, go to Settings in YouTube Studio, then the Channel tab, then Advanced Settings, and from there, go to the Audience section and choose an option that best describes your channel. Doing this at the channel level will apply to all of your older videos too.
So as I said, I did that.
So we encourage you to set your audience at the channel level as a first step. From there, if some of your videos don't align with your channel level setting, you can mark your audience at the video level. To mark your older videos as made for kids or not, go to the Videos tab in YouTube Studio.
Now, the problem is that even if you set correctly which video is not for kids and which ones are for kids, they can do it for yourself, right? By their AI. The AI is taking over. And by then the FTC can come and still fine you, right? So that's basically, they can do whatever they want with you.
Select which videos you'd like to edit, and go to Audience. You'll also be prompted to answer this question every time you upload a new video. On the Details tab on the video upload page, scroll to Audience and choose the option that best describes your video. Note that if you've already set your audience at the channel level, this will be automatically selected for you. But make sure to choose the option that makes the most sense for that specific video. Again, it's incredibly important that you take these steps to set your audience accurately. Now we realize this is a big change, so let's dive into some questions you may have. What's considered made for kids content? Per the FTC's guidance under COPPA, when deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should think about factors like the subject matter of your video.
Okay, so let's pause this here. Now, I'm going to show you another video, and I'm going to link all the videos that I'm going to, show you here, so that you can look at them on your own pace. But the main thing is, is that if you say that your content is not made for kids, and yet they think, the FTC thinks that it is made for kids, then they can sue you per video, okay? Now let's have a look at what is made for kids here. The subject matter of the video, okay? So what is the subject matter of the video? Well, it could be, you know, history. History in school. Did I talk about history in school? I did. So by this definition, it could be made for kids. Now, if I say that it is not made for kids, then what's going to happen is that they come and they say, this is made for kids, so it should be selected that it is made for kids. And so we are going to sue you and give you a fine of $42,000. Now, if I choose for all of my videos that it is made for kids, then what's going to happen is that they are going to hide my channel basically. But we are going to go into that as well in this video. So just let's go through this list. It's a bit complicated, but you'll understand.
Other children are your intended audience for the video.
If children are the internet audience, okay, so this could be a little bit more precise. But again, it's not you who decides, it's the FTC is going to decide what they think.
Whether the video includes child actors or models.
Oh, really? So if I just show some historical pictures and there is happening to be a child actor or a child or whatever, or I talked about Greta Thunberg, right? Then that means that is made for kids, just because there is a child in it. For fuck's sake.
Whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children.
Now, this is one of the worst things that you can say. If it includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, okay? What is appealing to children, okay? So if I talk about Madonna, right? Because I analyzed her music video, for instance, and transvestigated her. She appeals to children, and then that is a made for kids content, okay? Right? Just by that definition. So if I say that no, it's not made for kids because I'm actually talking about deep subjects and it is not made for kids, yet the FTC says it is made for kids, I can be sued, pretty much.
Including animated characters or cartoon figures. Whether the language of the video is intended.
Now, I used, you know, The Simpsons, I used other cartoons and animations in my videos to show what I mean, like in Notre Dame. If it uses language that is meant for children to understand, like what the fuck? Okay, so I'm not a native English speaker. English is my second language, as you know. Sometimes my English could be a little bit simpler than someone else's, okay? So that could be, just by that definition, made for kids, for fuck's sake.
Intended for children to understand. Whether the video includes activities that appeal to children.
Oh, really? So if I show some activity on the video, like, you know, maybe working out in the garden or playing with my dog, because I did that, or showing my goats that appeal to children because it's including pets, for instance, right? So by that definition, that could be constituting a violation because it's that made for kids.
Such as play acting, simple songs or games, or early education.
Simple songs or games, okay? I have songs on my own songs on YouTube. They are simple. It could be called simple, right? How do you define simple? What is simple? What isn't simple?
Whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems that appeal to children.
Who knows? Maybe they are in love with my song, This Is Not My World, or, you know, and so it wasn't whichever. You know, they love my song, who knows? All it takes is the FTC thinks that it is made for children. I have songs that that children like. Or stories, poems that appeal to children. Like, what the fuck? So these are the subject matters that basically will constitute a violation if you choose the wrong option in the eyes of the FTC. And they will do whatever they want, right? Because they are making the decision.
And any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience. Ultimately, we can't provide legal advice, so we're unable to confirm whether or not your content is made for kids. That decision is up to you, taking into consideration these factors. But we want to help you follow the law as much as we can. Check out our help center and talk to a lawyer if you're still unsure whether or not your content should be marked as made for kids.
Oh, really? So we should hire lawyers for ourselves, or everyone, right? We have our own lawyers and our business insurance just for this sake. For fuck's sake, honestly.
How old is a kid? The age of a kid in the US is defined as anyone under 13, but the age of a child may be higher in other countries. So you'll need to.
Right, so we should know all the countries in the world, right? We should know all the countries in the world. What's the age of a child in Hungary, in Serbia, in Yugoslavia, in South Africa, in Canada, in Thailand, in the Philippines, in Russia, and all of it. We just should know, and we should, comply with all of that. For fuck's sake, what's wrong with people? I mean, we know this is game over, guys. They are playing this, and they are doing what they are knowing what they are doing.
To consider the factors we just went through that apply to COPPA, in addition to any applicable local laws regarding children. Note that regardless of where you're based, COPPA generally applies.
Okay,
Be sure
so
to
just
consult a
because I'm not in the US, it applies to me as well.
lawyer if you have questions. If you set your content as made for kids, what does this mean for your channel? We will start limiting
Now, this is what's going to happen. That's what I wanted to point out when I was talking about the previous list.
the data we collect on made for kids content to comply with the law. Because of this, videos that you mark as made for kids will be treated differently on YouTube. Some features like comments will no longer be available. Most importantly, those videos won't show personalized ads.
All right, so here's the deal. If I mark my content as not made for kids, then they can say that, no, this is made for kids. I will be fined. But if I mark all my content as made for kids, you will not be able to make comments under my videos, and I cannot be monetized, which I'm not getting paid much for my content anyway, because most of my videos are demonetized. But let's watch further.
So some creators may see a decrease in revenue.
Oh, really? Not just decrease, it's probably going to eliminate it.
What other features will no longer be available if I set my content as made for kids? Starting in January, if you mark a specific video as made for kids, features like comments, personalized advertising, info cards, end screens, and more won't be available on individual videos.
Oh, really? So none of these features can be accessed. No comments, no end screens, and I don't know if they are going to say, but they are not going to be basically featured in YouTube and not going to be searchable.
If your entire channel is set as made for kids, your videos won't have any of those features. Your channel also won't have stories, the community tab, the notification.
No notification bell. So if you are subscribed to my channel, the notification bell wouldn't even be there if I mark my channel as made for kids. No community tab where I can post things.
Bell, and your viewers won't be able to save to watch later or save
No watch later, right?
playlist. Keep in mind that these restrictions are to follow the law.
Oh yeah, of course. It's always just to follow the fucking law, okay? Which is against us. So in another video, probably later on, you will see that it also includes that your channel and your videos won't be searchable on YouTube. Basically, it will be hidden. So that's the two things. Either you set your content as not made for kids, then you may get a violation request, you may get sued, or you set it as made for kids, but then you will not be even be foundable on YouTube. So people can't find you, okay? No comments, no community tab, no notifications. All of that is gone, okay? So either or, you choose Coke or you choose Pepsi. Both will kill you, but that's the choice that we are giving you, okay? You have a choice. You have a choice, but not really. But we don't really care.
For a full list of restricted features, visit our help center. What happens if YouTube's systems say my video is made for kids, but I disagree? Can I appeal? If you've not yet set your audience for your video, and YouTube has set it for you to comply with legal obligations, you can choose the option that you believe is correct for this video. If you've already set your audience for your video, and we detect error or abuse, you still have the option to use the Send Feedback button if you disagree. You can find this in your video's details tab in YouTube Studio. What happens if I mark my video's audience incorrectly? If you don't set your content appropriately, this may result in compliance issues for you under COPPA and other laws.
That's what they're saying. If you don't set it correctly, they can sue you basically.
And if we find that you're abusing our systems and intentionally marking your videos incorrectly, this may result in consequences for your channel or videos.
Right? And they will use their discretion to decide this, okay? So they can do what the fuck they want.
We know this won't be easy for some creators, and that this required change is going to take some getting used to. But these are important steps to ensure compliance with the law. We're committed to helping you prepare for this transition. So if you'd like to learn more about this new setting, be sure to check out our help center.
Okay, so it's not just YouTube, but it's as we know it, YouTube is gone. It's going to be gone as of 2020, January 1st. But it's also including, as I said, BitChute, DTube, library, and all of the other things, including websites. It's basically the end of the internet from now on, as we know it. Now, here's another video I wanted to show you. This is from Ian Corzine, who is a lawyer. So this is going to be quite interesting.
I'm a lawyer. I read the law, I read YouTube statements, and I'm going to tell you what they're not telling us about COPPA. Because behind all the hidden secrets and the spin is the simple and hard truth. And that is, as of January 1st, 2020, thousands of YouTube channels are gone. And creator, I hate to say this, but yours may be one of them.
There we go. This is from a lawyer, as you know, and he understands it. I understand it, but this is a confirmation.
But YouTube doesn't tell us what compliance issue means. What the heck do they mean by compliance issues? Well, I've spent some serious time on this issue. I've read COPPA front to back, through and through. I've read the case law. Well, I can tell you that what compliance issue means is that if you make a video that somewhere out there the FTC or YouTube determines is a video that's primarily directed to kids younger than 13 years of age, and you haven't marked it as such, then the FTC can sue you for $42,530, get depublication of your video, and perhaps have your account on YouTube entirely terminated. If you have multiple kid-directed videos on your account, and you haven't marked them as such, then you can be fined that $42,000 in change for each video that is a violation of the 2013 amendment and the FTC settlement with YouTube. And what's really disturbing is I'm told about the settlement YouTube contemplates that the FTC will perform periodic sweeps of YouTube, and they'll identify creators that aren't marking their videos appropriately or have marked their videos the way they believed it was appropriately, but the FTC or YouTube determined it was kids content, and therefore the FTC can bring a lawsuit against those creators. Can you?
I think it is quite well summarizing the whole thing, and I already told you this, but it's from a lawyer's perspective. But as I said, even if I mark my whole channel or anyone else as made for kids, then that means basically you're deleting your channel because it's not going to be found in YouTube, no comments, no notifications, nothing. So basically you are a channel that you can only share the links privately. So that really doesn't make sense.
Can you imagine if you were a creator and you made a video that was primarily directed at 15-year-olds, but the FTC or YouTube disagreed, and therefore they said this was kids content, and therefore they are going to terminate your channel and they're going to sue you for many thousands of dollars. Can you imagine that? Are you going to stay on the platform and continue to make videos? I think a better question is, are you going to stay in America?
I mean, if you're in America, but the question is, are you going to create content anymore, right? Because creating content is a fucking dangerous thing. Just informing people about whatever you want to. And it's not just about truth, you know, it can be anything that could be complied or not complying the law. So then you could be sued. So anything that you create online can be sued for this fucking law, okay?
In a lot of ways, I feel betrayed by YouTube. In this FTC settlement, they could have just taken a hit and come up with some better strategy to help.
This guy doesn't understand because it's not just about YouTube, it's about other websites as well. Anyway.
How do creators know whether their video is a child video under the FTC rules or not? Well, YouTube does provide us with a handy dandy 10-factor analysis that us creators should do each time we want to publish a video. Have you looked at the factors? They're right there in Title 16 Code of Federal Regulations, Section 312.2. I'm surprised you haven't seen them before. To determine whether or not your video is kid-directed, you as the creator must analyze, and I quote, the subject matter of the online service, the video's visual content, whether the video has animated characters or child-oriented activities, incentives, I don't know what that is, music or audio in the video, age of the models in the video, presence of child celebrities or celebrities who appeal to children, language or other characteristics of the online service, and whether the advertising on the online service is directed at children. Wow, at the end of the video, YouTube says you should consult a lawyer about whether or not your video is kid-directed or not.
Right? Really, I'm just going to hire a lawyer for every fucking video and he's going to tell me. And yet at the end, after paying thousands of dollars for that service per video, then the FTC can still sue me. Fuck off.
Listen, I'm a social media lawyer. I've read through these factors multiple times. They're written actually by administrative officials and not legislators, and I can't even tell what they mean, let alone give advice to creators about whether or not they factor in favor of kids content or not kids content.
All right, so this is a lawyer and he says he doesn't fucking understand the language that they are using and what they mean under that. Okay, so how do I am going to understand? And English is not even my first language. So, you know, give me a fucking break.
Going through these factors leads me to the undeniable conclusion that YouTube failed to tell us. They did not disclose that these 10 factors are unworkable on a day-to-day basis. I can think of dozens of examples of videos that have like kids themes, but were made for adults.
Now, here's another video I want to show you. This is from a channel called Chattronic. As you can see, some of these channels are really big and they know what is going to happen. As you can see, these guys are not truthers and it's going to affect them as well. This guy, for instance, said that he's going to probably lose half of his earnings in the ad revenue. But let's have a look at what he's going to say. And he's also going to show some of the some more clips from this guy from the FTC.
We have a variety of tools at our disposal to cull through those 23 million channels and in an expeditious way. So when we talk about
they have tools to go through all of those channels, so they are going to do that.
aggressiveness, we are typically talking about civil penalties. Not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with COPPA, but also individual channel owners and content creators.
The giant meteor that is the FTC coming to destroy YouTube by January 1st. This is not being given enough attention. It is just not. Just real quick, for those uninformed, for what happens when you upload a new video and you mark it for kids. Notifications are off. People will not be notified of the new video. Comments will be off. There will be no comments on the new video. The video will not be searchable on YouTube, and the video will not be recommended on YouTube. And if those previous things weren't worse enough, the video is also going to make 90% less money because it will not have targeted ads.
Okay, so let's recap this, what I said before. If you mark it as not for kids, any of your videos, then you can be sued if they find out that it is, and they can decide whether it is made for kids in their own discretion, okay? Based on stupid lists that even a lawyer can't make sense of. And if you mark your videos for kids to be safe, then you basically delete your channel because there's no notifications, no comments, it's not searchable, it's not suggested, not recommended, and you don't earn any money, okay? So basically, you delete your channel.
So obviously, these things are very bad, and I imagine a lot of people are probably going to do everything in their power to check their videos as not for kids. They definitely are going to try and avoid this. And if you're one of those people, I invite you to keep watching this video because you might want to rethink about that. Here's the FTC's official survey on compliance when it comes to COPPA. When we scroll down to section B1, we can see how incredibly vague the FTC's description is for what counts as children's content.
So this is how you decide, according to their brochure, what is children's content. Subject matter that is appealing to children. Appealing. Kids jokes, music, kids games, video, computer games, children's TV shows or stars. cartoon characters, sports, stories, toys, children's books, fantasy, children's arts and crafts, pets, products primarily purchased or consumed by kids like snack food or cereal. Like, what the fuck? This is nonsense, right? How do you decide what music is for kids? What sports is for kids? Okay, what stories are for kids? Maybe, history is for kids because they are learning about World War One or whatever. Children's art, pets. If you have pets in the video, that could be for kids. If there is food or cereal, like adults don't do these kind of things. They don't eat cereals and snack food. They don't do sports. They don't have stories that they like or books that they like, and they don't like fantasy. They don't like pets. They don't like jokes that could be childish. Like, give me a fucking break. This is just to catch everyone. This is the end of it. Okay. Presentation. How you present the subject matter. Language of the website, such as language that is simple enough to be understandable to children 12 and under. Okay, so again, as I said, if I am using English as a second language, it may be simple enough to be understandable by children under 12. Short, colorful descriptions. So if you make colorful descriptions and short descriptions, which I do, so that I know how to create attractive titles, I learned how to create attractive descriptions, then it could be designated for children. Okay? Slang and pop culture phrases like phrases, e.g. kids site may be identified by such language as kids only. If you use the word fun, if you use free stuff, if you use whatever, if you use cool or duh or games, ask your parents. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm sure that you can see this is ridiculous. So if I use cool, it is so cool in my presentation, in the video, or in the description, or in the title, or whatever, or free or fun, that could be for kids. Even though I'm talking about the reset, or even if I'm talking about fake history, even if I'm talking about demons in your pocket, even if I'm talking about, what else am I talking about? Flat Earth. Doesn't matter if I use the word fun, whatever, cool, duh, games, ask your parents, free stuff, then it could be that the FTC comes and say, hey, use the word fun in your video about fake history of America. This is kids content, okay? We are going to sue you for this video $42,000. That's what it is. Now, listen to the third one. The B, whether the website uses visual content appealing to children, animated characters, bold or fast-moving graphics, or bright and vibrant colors. Now, please, give me a fucking break somewhere. I just need a fucking break. Okay? If you are using bright and vibrant colors. And this is not just about YouTube. This is about your website, as you can see, website. So it could be my library channel. It could be my own website. The FTC comes there and it sees that I use vibrant colors, bright colors, and fast-moving graphics with a slider. And it identifies it as kids content, even though none of it is kids content. Okay? That's what we are talking about. This is fucked up madness. Okay? That's what they are doing. So as I said, I'm going to keep my website for now, but probably I'm going to delete all of my, channels and social media like YouTube, BitChute, library, Facebook, Twitter, anything I have, probably I'm going to delete because it's just not worth it. I'm probably going to keep my channel, my website, but as I said, I'm going to consult someone about that and talk to the platform provider about it, because this is a huge problem. This is a huge issue.
Stephen from CBS News. Is it safe to say if YouTube is informing channel creators that they need to be COPPA compliant, they go through the training, moving forward, content creators are more at risk than the actual platform at being fined?
Content creators are always at risk of being fined because they're and channel owners, because there we have a situation where we have a website or an online service that is directed to children. So there in the general audience platform, we still have this knowledge requirement that we have to that we have to prove up. So there is, I think, in theory as well as practically speaking, generally a higher risk for channel owners and content creators who, after all, are creating this content.
Who are they going to find? They are going to find people that they find in violation of COPPA. And that basically means that if your video looks like it's meant for kids and it's not marked for kids, that's when you get the fine.
All right. So again, he just summarized it in other words.
But if you're a content creator that's making a living, making videos that could be interpreted as for children, get business liability insurance, get a lawyer now. Like, I am serious. This is not something to just wait and see what happens. This is not a small YouTube update. In fact, that's another rumor. Everyone thinks that this is YouTube's new rule. It is not. It is our government's rule. This is the law being revised. This is not some new copyright YouTube rule or something. This is not that situation. There's a lot of people that are saying, yeah, but it's YouTube's fault that this happened. And yeah, it is.
So yeah, this is a government rule and it is applicable internationally. So that's what it is. So here's another video that talks about it. It's called Nath on Games. And I want to show you what he's saying. And he's also showing some more clips from that FTC video, which is quite long. So I'm not going to show you the whole thing. But as I said, I'm going to link everything in the video description below. So let's have a look.
The guy that announces it, it's almost like he just literally solved every single disaster that's currently happening in humanity at the moment.
This is an historic penalty. The chairman outlined that it's 30 times greater than our next highest COPPA penalty, more than 10 times all of the COPPA penalties cumulatively imposed to date, more than 3 times larger than the largest privacy penalty. So no need for all of you to thank me now, but you're welcome.
I can't stand government figures. I'm sorry, I don't want to make this political, but they are so out of touch.
Of course, that's the point. That's why politics are there, because they are out of touch and they just don't fucking care about us. This is not for us, okay? And by the way, the guy, the puppet guy was on the stage. He was talking about the penalty, the settlement, this 170 million that YouTube paid to the FTC. By the way, there was no money transfer because they are owned by the same parasite. So it's just like, they just give us this figure so that we can chew on it. But it's the same, they are the same fucking organization, okay?
Incredibly out of touch. And what I want to do is actually play you just this little clip right here.
Well, I think that we have a variety of tools at our disposal to cull through those 23 million channels and in an expeditious way. I mean, this is the way that we generally enforce COPPA, is by actually reviewing content to determine if it's directed to children. We have a variety of factors in our rule that we consider when determining whether or not content is directed to children. There will be consequences for content creators who misdesignate, including being kicked off the YouTube platform.
I had to pull funny faces, guys, because I don't know how to react. It makes me really angry, so the best thing I can do in these situations is just pull a funny face. So your boy here decides it's a good idea to scrub every single YouTube channel, and he's so proud of himself to say that content creators are liable for all of this. Now, I don't understand why he's so proud.
Now, I really like this video because it's really funny. The guy is really funny. It's called Paolo Animations. And I just wanted to say that it's not just people who do animations and games, because some of these links, video creators are going to be gamers and gaming channels and or animators and things like that. It's just they are the ones who are in the spotlight, but it's, as you said, as you could see, as you could hear from the lawyer, it's applicable to everyone. It's about whether you label your content right or not, and that is, as we know, depending on lots of factors that even he cannot tell. All right, so let's have a look at this.
But for now, do you make 6 figures on YouTube? No? Then your channel will be deleted in 2020. Let's read it together. According to YouTube new guidelines, YouTube may terminate your access or your Google's account's access.
Anyway, so we know this, if it is not commercially viable, it was just a funny way to say it.
$170 million is roughly the budget of the Bureau of Consumer Protection. $170 million of that is dedicated to us. So with this action, we are actually reimbursing the Treasury and the taxpayers for our operating expenses for this year. So no need for all of you to thank me now, but you're welcome.
I'm not gonna thank you later. I'm gonna thank you now. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, not you specifically, the FTC. You're just an individual. I'm not targeting you, okay? I wanna speak to the FTC. Thank you for ruining millions of people's lives. Thank you so much. You're exaggerating. How is that gonna ruin people's lives? With this law, how many people are gonna stop and quit YouTube completely? Tell me. Now, I have a question for you, sir, or FTC. Have you ever heard of income tax? We're gonna be reimbursed with all this money.
We are actually reimbursing the Treasury and the taxpayers.
Yeah, what about the millions of businesses you're gonna destroy because of this stupid law? Tell me, how much money do you think YouTube as a whole generate? I'm not even talking about YouTube specifically. What about the other businesses like Ryan's World? How many millions of dollars that family makes? Okay, let's talk about PewDiePie. I'm sure his business will be affected by it with his Minecraft videos. What about the people who make animations? These people literally generate millions of dollars. And let's say they're not even making money off of the advertising revenue, the AdSense. What about the sponsors? Don't you think they have to pay tax on that money? All of this money is taxable. It's a lot less money in your pocket. Trust me. Because what? These people are gonna quit YouTube tomorrow and do what? Work at McDonald's? How much income tax do you think these people are gonna generate? Are you fucking out of your mind, sir? I gotta try to.
But yeah, this is so good. I think he got the idea. Like really, this doesn't really make sense. But they think we will fall for this because it is a government figure in suit, and he must know it much better than Barnabas Nagy on the internet with a hoodie, right? Or with this guy. But we think logically, and we think, with common sense. Yes, this 170 million is a one-off payment settlement from YouTube, which again probably didn't even take place. This is just a story, a backstory, right? But it is much less than the people who give money to the government or hire people. I'm using services, I'm buying services even now, paying the platform provider where I am at about $300 per month just to be there on their service. It's a government, not government, it's an American business, so they are going to get money because I am on YouTube, and if I'm gone, they are not going to get my money, right? Or if I'm quitting their service. And I'm paying other services as well just to run a YouTube channel, like TubeBuddy. So they are going to cancel all of these recurring revenues because people are going to quit YouTube, but they are happy about the $170 million. What the fuck?
But in case you guys don't know, it's not just YouTube that's gonna be policing the channels. FTC's also gonna have their own bot or their own people spying on the YouTube channels to make sure that you are complying with the law.
There will be consequences for content creators who misdesignate, including being kicked off the YouTube platform.
Even if you mark your content as not made for kids, but they mark you as made for kids, then you'll be kicked out of the platform. I'm sure YouTube won't mislabel our content, right? I'm sure we can rely on YouTube systems.
But don't rely on our system.
Right, anyway, guys, this is just too funny. So you can't really trust anyone, right? You can't trust YouTube, you can't trust the FTC. It's going to be a spying system if it wasn't already. So as I said, guys, this is game over for the truther movement as it is, and it's probably over for the internet as we know it. Because it's not just going to affect YouTube, it's going to affect all the other platforms as well, including my own website probably later on. So anyway, what I'm going to do is probably before January the 1st, I'm going to delete my YouTube channel. I may change my mind or something may change in the law, but I doubt it. If it is going to continue as it is, I have to delete my channel. So that's game over. And it was a really good ride with you guys. I learned a lot from you, and I hope you learned from me. And if you want to still follow me, you can go to my website barnabasnagy.com. That's probably not going to be deleted. and it may be overhauled, it may be changed, but I'm not going to probably delete my website. And I'm going to give you a special discount for you to sign up for my website and become a member. 50% off. You enter game over in one word and you will get a 50% discount for the first month, and then you will see whether you like it or not. Now you can cancel that subscription anytime you want to. You go to your profile and you just go to your plans and cancel. So don't worry about that. You will get the first month for $4.97, so basically $5. It's really not a big deal. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. And if I need to change my website, or I need to take my videos off from my website as well, because it may happen. As I said, I have to talk to the platform provider. We may need to go to old school and using pen drives, USB pen drives, USB thumb drives, or USB sticks, whatever country you are in, they say it differently. I need to put my content on, and I may ship it, by post. I may do that. I don't know if it is important for you guys, what I'm doing, and there will be enough demand. I may do that if I have to cancel my video subscription. But that's about it. That's where we are now. And 2020 is coming up. A nice mirroring number, 2020. It's like a mirror you put in the middle and you see the same number. The best time for a reset, I guess. It looks like, a very significant symbolic number. Maybe that's what they want, And that's when they bring up this law from 2020, January 1st. We will see what happens next year. Anyway, take care, guys. And hopefully see you on the next one, whether it's on YouTube or on my own platform, or see you on the next video on a pen drive. I'm just longing day by day for my home.